Yo, what is going on, everybody? We're finally back. Sorry for the little break. It was Thanksgiving. We had different work schedules. There's a bunch of excuses I got for you, but you guys probably don't care about it. Listen, we're back. Third Eye Podcast. Welcome. Thank you guys again for clicking on another video. Thank you guys again for bearing with us, even through the last video. I know we had some complications with the uploads, like twice or three times maybe. But thanks for everyone who watched it, viewed it, liked it, subscribed. Anything helps. Really appreciate it. Today, we're going to start off the podcast on a really, really good note. First of all, let's say that I'm here, joined by Nick. We got Nick over there. We got Jake.
You know the vibes.
We got me, El Senor Steven. And we got Cousin Daniel. But the announcement today, the big announcement today, is that we finally have launched our clothing store, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, this
Big
one
fire,
right
big
here,
fire.
right? This one right here is going to be available in the shop, okay? This, along with the whole first Season 1 drop, which is going to be in the store for a limited amount of time, but you better cop it fast, all right? Because there might be a limit on them, so just be ready, all right? Today, we got a few topics to talk about, some good, some bad, some ugly, you know, it's just how things go in the world nowadays, but what's going on with everybody?
Nothing much.
Locked in for another party, you already know.
We're chilling out for today, or what?
You know, chilling like a villain, but we got some sad things to talk about, so.
Indeed. Number one,
Listen.
starting off with Mr. Rittenhouse himself.
Kyle Rittenhouse. So that whole situation, all right, I don't know if you guys know this. This started about last year, 2020, around, I think it was August. Let's see, around August 23rd, 2020. There was a incident involving a black male and I think 2 or 3 police officers. And it ended up not ending well for the black male. Something seriously bad happened to him. He got paralyzed, and then he was rushed to the hospital, where I think he later passed away, which is just unacceptable. It feels like this is in the news more often than it's not.
Every other
Which,
day.
you know, you see once every five news clips about a cop doing something good for the community, and you see them around little kids, and they're all happy and giddy, but this is just another serious topic that we have to talk about. It's definitely opened more people's eyes. There's obviously 2 different opinions. There's a lot of bad things that happen nowadays, so it's just seems like every day we get more and more divided, which is definitely not a good thing in cases of America being what it is. But
and fixing anything.
Yeah, especially like a lot of other countries like unite behind like their nationality and like their like whether it be their team sports or like just shit in general, just like their ethnic beliefs, but there's no like linkage between the United States. Like that's what's bad about being a boiling pot, is like you have a little bit of everything and some people won't want to mix into other things, and those people are obviously ignorant, but you just fucking
It's an acquired
gotta
thought
hope for the
process
best,
from
yeah.
just like a lifestyle of living for a certain way for such a long time, though.
And too many
And
people are sheltered
especially
to their
going
own
back
houses.
to the George Floyd thing. Derek Chauvin, I believe his name was, absolute scumbag. He got exactly what he deserved. I think it was like 25 to life or like 20 to life. He got a fast sentence,
which
as
is,
he should have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that's any other person, like if that's a normal person, God forbid it was a black male, it would have been, dude, he would have got life instantly. They wouldn't even have had a trial. They would have just been like, yeah, you're getting life.
And the worst part is he knew George Floyd like on a personal level. I don't want to say a friendship level, but on like a schooling level, I'm pretty sure that they went to school together.
Wow.
No, they
So he goes
actually,
through all-
I didn't even know that.
they went to, they were security guards.
Security
at
guards together?
Yeah, some nightclub, I guess, on like an odd job like a year ago before
And
this incident.
Something that was very annoying is the far right people who kept trying to say, wait for the toxicology report, like he was definitely on some type of drug. Like it's fair to say that there might have been a cardiac arrest coming from the drugs, but it's also fair to say that it's coming from the dude's
he didn't need to be
knee
on
on his
need
neck
to
for
be on
so fucking long. You don't, like as soon as someone's in cuffs, why are you even touching them? That dude's a scumbag and he got everything he deserved.
There's just certain protocols that need to be in place, and like.
And
they
that's
need
the
to
thing.
get
There are though.
reevaluated.
There absolutely fucking are, and there's systems to, there's loopholes to get through those systems if you fuck up. There's a lot. Literally just the other day, a fucking cop drove into someone's house. I don't know if y'all heard about that.
Yeah.
On Post Road. A cop
Over here?
Yeah, dude. I was on my way back from work, and I literally was like 30 cop cars covering the entire street for one cop that drove into someone's house. And the cops, I don't think the cop's in any trouble. And that's
weird.
a hole, that's a car-sized hole in someone's house.
When I had gotten into my car accident, I'd hit nobody. I did no damage to nobody. And I got 3 tickets that put my license in jeopardy. If I were to get another license before I turned 21, I would lose my license. I'm guarantee you that dude got away fucking scotch-free, just like, oh, the brakes didn't work or some bullshit. I don't know, but...
No, like, how does that even happen, bro? Like,
Must have
you're on
been.
street
The only
and
thing I
it's
can
like-
think of is you're gonna be either responding or chasing somebody.
Or
That's,
just
in that,
speed
in
it.
that situation, it's a
control.
little bit more reasonable
Lenient,
to
yeah.
assume that why he would get off easy, but
They gotta do an investigation. But then after that, riots
think so, yeah.
ensued.
After the
And
Kyle Rittenhouse, after that murder, basically, some more protests happened along with the George Floyd one. There was a little bit more. I can't remember the location, but they were having a protest.
I believe it's like Wakosha.
I'm pretty sure it got a little
Kenosha.
violent at one point. Yeah, it got a little violent, and you see some kid around 20 or 18, 19, 20, so around our age, walks up with a M1. What's the gun? The
AR-15.
AR-15. Literally, just walking in the street with an AR-15 towards a bunch of people. So automatically, if I'm in the crowd, I'm scared shitless. I'm like, what the fuck? What's happening? Like, why is someone coming towards me with a weapon no matter what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is like, instantly you kick into fight or flight. Like, it's a natural instinct that you just literally go to, like, I'm not dying, okay? Like, I gotta either run at him, run away from him, like,
Do
get
something to
behind
keep me
someone.
alive, exactly.
So apparently, I think in one of his statements, it was someone else had a gun prior to him having his gun, which
yeah, it was a
made him
handgun.
feel
It was
threatened.
an unlicensed handgun at that.
Oh, yeah.
Unlicensed handgun.
That dude was a absolute idiot.
Before we get into all this, what do you guys believe? Do you believe Kyle Rittenhouse was justified or not justified?
It depends. I think he did stupid ass shit that he probably shouldn't have done, but I think like at the end of the day, that he was justified in pulling the trigger both times.
Yeah. I think kind of the same thing. I don't think that he should have been there with the gun, but that's kind of irrelevant at this point, considering the fact that he was there with the gun. There's no
So-
point. That's a what if argument. But then also, if someone's chasing you and you do have a gun, one, you should not be chasing someone with a gun. That's just obvious. You don't chase someone with something that can end your life. And two, you don't hit somebody who has a gun and you don't have a gun. The first, I believe it was either the first or the second dude who had gotten shot, hit him over the head with a skateboard. And
Yeah.
realistic, you're walking around at a riot, it's dark, there's shit going on, there's people screaming, you don't know what's happening, you're
It's
getting
scary.
chased,
That's
and then you get
scary.
hit in the head with a skateboard. You probably go into exactly like Steven said, your fight or flight, and you can't even imagine. Like, and he probably feels horrible about doing the things, and that's why like people, I don't think are giving him enough fucking.
So with him having a gun, I fully agree on the fact that maybe having a full-blown rifle was maybe not the most necessary thing to have in the situation, especially with the level of stuff already going on with that situation. It's just gonna escalate things, absolutely. But at the same time, I feel like the reason was also justifiable, considering that based on how the riots have been going in the past year and a half or 2 years, businesses have been destroyed. People have been murdered trying to defend their businesses. I've watched videos of people getting stomped out by a crowd of people,
I know
completely
that.
unarmed, because these people decided that a family-owned business was a culprit of all the things that were going on at the time.
I think our riots are great. I just think the way that we do them are very, very wrong. Like, I think one of the best things I've ever seen, it was a statistic of crimes committed during protests when the sun is out compared to when the moon is out. It's night and day. Like, it's not even, like, no bullshit, literally.
Literally, bro.
It's like the fucking, during the day, like, people, like, you can keep everyone under control because you can see everything. You can make sure that you're
Faces
setting, like,
and-
parameters. And I think another big thing of it, like, it might have to do with psychology. In the dark, you feel like you can get away with a whole lot more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so it's like you fit in with everyone. It's dark. Everyone's all fucking in the moonlight,
Crowded.
not being able to see shit. Compared to the daytime, they can clearly make out your face with, like, any CCTV camera. So
It's just the issue.
It's
I
also
think
a lot of
riding
crowd
at the
mentality, though,
nighttime
too.
is what really, like, that's what gives us the riding that isn't good.
Yeah, but think about it. Like, you're never gonna get those crowds that are protesting to go home at a certain amount of
Oh,
time.
yeah, no.
And even if those people who are still weeded into that, like, fabric of I'm here to steal, they're just in the crowd, you know what I mean? So even when you send them motherfuckers, you're like, yo, 8 o'clock, well, there's still 100,000 motherfuckers who want to steal, so they're still gonna be, oh, I'm still there protesting. Then you got the other people who are like, well, why the fuck am I going to leave? These people are still protesting. Let's still protest. And then they're like, deuces, I'm going to go steal from fucking Macy's or something.
And that's what
and it's
causes
just
the
like,
nighttime issue. It's
Yeah,
you don't stop fighting for what you believe in, and that's completely fair. I'm not saying don't argue in the
just
night.
stop it.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be ridiculous. But we definitely need to be a little bit more calm in the night to really truly get our points across without
Yeah,
hurting
I
innocent
know.
people.
Yeah, but he was there. He brought the gun to protect his store, and then he went away from his store.
It was a car dealership, though.
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
was There was a lot of damage.
I don't
to be
blame
done.
him for at all. I think he should have brought the gun.
Was it
and
a
he
car
should have
dealership?
stayed
It was
on
a
that-
car dealership.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
that.
should have stayed on that property. That's what I
That,
felt like.
that's
but
true.
at the same time, the dumpster fire thing. People were trying to light a dumpster on
Yeah,
fire
and a car
blow
on
that
fire.
shit to a gas station and blow that shit up.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
that.
all he
Yeah.
had,
And there's
I didn't-
video. I've seen the
my
videos
God.
of him screaming for help, trying to put the dumpster fire out, screaming for
Yeah.
medics for people who are injured. This is another situation where no one's ever gonna fully understand what happened unless you were absolutely there.
yeah.
you
So
would.
there's
the video
never gonna
can't
be a way to know
control.
all the facts. But based on what we've seen, I feel like he was trying to do more of a help than he wasn't.
No, yeah, he had a fire extinguisher in his hand. Like he had the gun slinged across his chest, so like it was on him. But the only thing he had in his hand at first when he's running is the fire extinguisher, and he's trying to put out the thing, and then that's when people are yelling at him to stop because they want to blow up the fucking thing. Then he gets into an argument because someone says he has a gun, and then he's like, "I'm not." Like I'm trying to
not
put
here
out
to
a
do
fire.
that, yeah.
Then he gets hit in the head with a fucking skateboard. So then he
Yeah,
starts
if
running.
you've ever seen the video, it's him running through the parking lot. Like there's a parking lot, and then it's just like any like CVS like front parking. So there's like a line of cars right in front of the thing, and he's running like in between them, and then he probably has like a good like 10, 15 feet, and then you see the dude who gets shot and killed, and he's like sprinting after him. And then he got what he got, unfortunately. I don't think anyone should have died. No one's worth diving, especially when they were probably all fighting for the same exact thing. But
And then the second dude who got shot, what ended up happening was Kyle fell down, and then he was just like scanning, and the other dude had the pistol in his hand, but he ran up very odd way to do anything. First of all, the dude in court said that he didn't run in that direction because he said he ran in the direction that Kyle was running in because Kyle was running in that direction, but he said he didn't chase
Yeah.
him, which doesn't
that's
make
another
any
really
sense.
interesting thing.
But he runs up to him, and then while he's on the ground, he has his pistol in his hand, and he's going like this. But then, right after he goes like this, he points the fucking gun at him. So then,
That's I'm
obviously-
shooting you.
Yeah, that's exactly. So Kyle shoots him literally right in the wrist that he's holding the gun with. Pretty good shot if you meant to shoot him.
I was
there.
gonna say that dude. If that dude did good for anything in that situation, was he handled that rifle safely.
And then he ran to the cops. Like, what else? What else is he supposed to do in that situation?
I also feel like to be a prosecutor, there was not one clip, there was not two clips. There's trials that we're gonna have for a decent amount of time.
was
Why
a
would
big
you run
trial.
towards the fire?
Yeah, just stupid
Because
questions.
it was
Like,
a
because there was
fire?
a fire. Like, and then they bring up the 4 doors, more horses, TikTok,
And that's
Instagram.
another thing.
I
The
don't-
kids' ideals do not fucking matter when it comes to law. It does not matter at all.
That's why I think social media, especially how we were talking about earlier before we started the podcast about New York taking, oh no, you weren't here yet. New York is considering taking rap lyrics as a usable source of information in the court of law, because most of the time it's artistic expression. Like obviously there's people who are like real drill rappers who'll say what they're doing, but
Yep.
they'll go down a different way. They're not going
That's
to jail.
that's
so.
actually crazy. That's the thing now, because like
That's
a
how they
lot
got
of
Bobby.
people- Yeah.
They put Bobby in jail for it was like 6-7 years off of him not
about-
being caught doing a single thing.
YNM Melly, remember that?
Yeah, just because he said he killed 2 people. And then his friends
Who's the
died.
dude that was shot him and he died?
That's
him. Yeah. And then what ended up happening? He released that song, and then the verse that they ended up using was that like he didn't mean to shoot him, blah blah blah. But like the way it ended up happening, which was very weird. I mean, don't know why you would do this, but the car apparently had gotten shot up. This is Mileys Story. The car had gotten shot up, and he drove around for like an hour. And then brought them to the hospital, and then I don't know if he was in that. He said he was in shock.
They also found bullet casings that
In the
shouldn't have been
car.
in the back seat inside of the car. So then that's why Millie's in jail, because they think that he might have been the one to do it.
Yeah, but then Miley's saying they were shooting back at them, and then it was.
Which makes it a whole lot more believable. Like, what if they just
Yeah.
had the same shells? Like, they could have the same exact bullet and shooting from the same exact gun. That's really unlikely, but there's a possibility.
That's crazy,
Yeah.
dude.
My bad. A huge issue that I have with the Kyle Rittenhouse thing is one, the misinformation, because
You
a lot of the divide is coming from people who are not fully educated on the situation or haven't done their own research.
And
But the
you
thing
had-
is, this is one of the times that it's coming from, like, normally, like, I'll be the first one to, like, talk shit about the far right. but like this is also one that the far left is just not hitting on. It's like both of them are just
Yeah.
very wrong
My
in like
biggest issue
really
so
big
far,
regards.
though, is people are turning it into something that it's not. They're bringing up, well, what if the shooter was a black person? Sure. But are you trying to say that someone who's white needs to go to prison for being a justifiable shooter in a situation where he would have died had he not defended himself?
Just because he's
That's
white.
not what what the
Yeah.
dilemma should be.
It doesn't make, yeah, it's not.
If you're
this color of
justified,
their
you're
skin.
justified. If it's
Yeah.
self-defense, it's self-defense. It doesn't need to be about race.
Yeah, you
Exactly.
can't just because people get fucked on the race card doesn't mean you just start bringing it into
That's
every
exactly my
conversation.
point.
Like you don't just sit there and just tell a dude like Darian said, like you can't tell a white dude just because he's white he can't justifiably shoot
Exactly.
somebody when if any human that lives in America.
That's one of the biggest
has that
arguments
right
I'm
to do
seeing
so.
everywhere, dude.
Yeah, and it's like, well, like people will bring that up in every single conversation that it has to do with like either police brutality or like an innocent person dying. Like they're always like, if that person was black, if that person was white, which in a lot of situations it does apply. Like there's situations where like,
Yeah.
but it's only when you see that like injustice has been done. Like
Exactly.
so like you see a black person that's been shot, you're like, okay, that's because he was black. But then there's not a lot of situations where people go, okay, well this dude's white. Let's see what would happen if he was black.
Yeah, it would be completely
But they
different.
want to put every last category, like anything that happens, they're like, okay, what if he was black? What if he was black? Okay,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
chill out and let's see if it was even about that.
It's all
Like, you know what I mean?
situational.
It, like that case that happened, and it's clear cut, fucking, like I don't know how clear it could have been that these dudes are the most racist people in the world.
All
the
those two
black
fucking hillbillies.
Yeah, the black dude who went he went to an abandoned house and got water from a fucking faucet, right? These fucking hillbillies decide they want to come out the house and start trying like a citizen arrest this dude. He's like, bro, I'm just jogging. Like, leave me the fuck alone. Hop in a pickup truck with two shotguns and end up killing the poor fucking kid because he doesn't want to stop. Now, that might be the most clear-cut thing. These dudes were in jail, not even prison. They were
Who
in
the
jail.
fuck are you, dude?
Yeah, they're in
Yeah, like the
jail for a
neighborhood
month.
fucking
Got
enforcement.
out. They had been out of jail for almost 9
Yeah,
months.
and that's when the topic should be fucking brought up.
Exactly. And
Not
then-
when someone, just because they're white, was, in my eyes, completely fucking innocent in his
Exactly.
defense. He literally, if he hadn't shot people, he would have been dead. Cold blood.
When you see it's clear cut like that, that's when you bring up the conversation. You don't just randomly just be like, okay, let's just toss this in there.
That's
and
exactly
see if
my
it's
And
point.
cool.
that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like with the far right and the far left, like it feels like no matter what a tragic thing happens, it feels like nobody cares about the actual tragedy anymore. It's they want to make it seem like someone's in the wrong when the only person in the wrong is the person who's committing the act. Like, don't try and pin it saying that he's this far left radicalist or a far right radicalist. It gets you fucking nowhere. All it does is divide us further, like we were
Exactly.
saying earlier.
It's just,
The two-party system is a big divide. If we were to have one true independent system, our presidential elections would not be absolute hellholes like they are, like the past this last election and the election before that.
Yeah, but
there wouldn't be as
everybody
big as a divide. You would
everybody
still like
love-
your person, but they're like the reason why people don't like Democrats if you're a Republican is only ideology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but people like a team. That's the issue. Is everybody likes
The
to
gangs,
be like,
bro, I'm
yeah.
telling you, it's
People like to
literally
be
gangs,
like,
bro.
oh, they need somebody to like look at and be like, oh, I'm not like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If there's not that, then who are you competing against? That's like America. Like in fucking one word is just a huge competition.
Capitalism.
They need to put
That
the big
is
ass
whoever
dick
can
out
trade
there,
with the
and they
best
gotta
trade.
make sure it's fucking out there and everybody sees it. Because
The-
if they don't,
The minimum age to be president is what?
35.
35?
But you also need to do some shit too.
Yeah,
like you
yeah,
can't
yeah.
just be 30. I think
So-
you gotta like be a sitting member of Congress.
Yeah, but then
and-
how the fuck did Trump get
or
in? Yeah.
Senate.
A citizen
Yeah. Oh,
So my question,
or have lived in the country for
do you guys think someone younger than 35 could pull the job off as president?
dude.
You think younger than 35?
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
I think
depends
you
on the
stay
human.
around that age, and I think you're at a good spot. When you start hitting like if he is 35, or if he's like 36, like up to 40, I think that's a really good spot.
But how often do we actually get presidents that age?
Dude,
No,
nobody,
it won't.
bro,
All we get
nobody.
is old farts who have the ideologies, or they try and act like they. I think that's a really bad issue with today's politics. Is old fucking people are stuck in their ways, and they know what they're gonna vote for, and you know which side of the aisle they're gonna
Yeah.
prefer. But when they are running for their election, they make it seem like they're gonna fight for everything, and then they never get the shit that they fight for. It's just one because it's
It's just like
normally
ads
not
on
feasibly
YouTube. They're,
possible.
fucking, they're
Yeah.
selling themselves.
They're
dude.
just trying to get your best thing.
Both
You're trying
sides
to
are
get your
always
best
just
point
like-
across, and you just can't.
It's so bad, bro, how divided we really are. It's like, dude. And then, of course, it's like, no one is ever going to look at both sides and just be like, okay,
It's a
well, I'll
rarity
pick
for
this
sure.
one.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
That's
like,
why,
I have my side. I've been on this side since I was 16 or 18 when I could vote, whatever it is. I've been on the side since I was 18. I don't care.
Yeah, I think the best thing for anybody to do is just completely, especially if you live in Rhode Island, every single year just make your shit independent. It might be a hassle and a half. You have to go register for whatever party, and then you have to unregister and become independent again. But if you don't do that, especially in Rhode Island too, they'll just keep signing you up for that side. Like you can vote once when you're 18, and then if you don't vote, they'll just keep signing you up for a Democrat because that's what you did last year. And that's just, I think that's one of the most ridiculous shit ever.
Wait, so it's like an auto vote?
Yeah, it's like an auto vote. Like if you vote one time as a Democrat, you're automatically in the Democratic Party.
That's fucking ridiculous.
You're locked in, and then you have to go through hell to get it back out, just in case you do want to switch sides.
Yeah, if you want to switch sides,
Yeah,
you have
our
to go to like
politics
a
are
whole
horrible.
other fucking
Canada's is
booth
worse.
and some shit like that.
That's by the people.
I don't know
for
if
the
you guys have
people,
ever
though.
seen the House of
Yeah,
Parliament.
it doesn't make any sense. The same thing with our fucking governor. Like he's gonna pick another governor. I never heard of that in my life.
Dude, the Prime Minister of Canada, this is just going on the House of Parliament and how fucked Canada is. They have like this, so there's this main Prime Minister, and then there's like a House of Commons, and he holds no authority in the House of Commons. Like when he goes there, like there's a speaker there who can legitimately tell him to like stop talking. Like that is insane
nuts,
to me.
Imagine, bro, just be like, oh, shut
Like
up.
I saw it was like a month ago they were arguing, and he was like, Prime Minister, I just want you to remember that you hold no power in this room. And then he was like, I'm gonna need you to stop speaking and sit down. And I was like,
Straight
"Whoa."
bitch
To a
him,
certain
bro.
extent, though, that kind of makes sense. Like,
yeah,
no
to have
one
someone-
person.
That's essentially-
I really don't even really think that one person should have the amount of power that a
That's
president
true,
has.
too.
Yeah, no.
If we could meet in the middle,
I think a
yeah.
collective group in general to have conversations like this where they can deter different opinions and actually get down to
Majority
one thing
vote.
where it's going to benefit a majority of people rather than one side or the other. And it's just one, like, cause think of, what is it? It's the House of Representatives. The fucking it's always dominated by one side or the other.
Exactly.
And one side or the other is always represented with certain ideals. And it's,
Yeah, why don't you just have it equal fucking the same thing from each
You
party
would-
and then just have shit pushed through?
Well, if you were to have equal parties, then you would have what some people are doing now. There is people who walk across the aisle. Like, there's a lot of Republicans who vote Democratic bills, and there's a lot of Democrats that vote Republican bills. It all really matters, depending on what the bill is. But
Which is how it should be. I mean, I think
yeah, so
every bill should be
but that's
carefully reviewed.
that's in a great world where we have, let's say,
Some
50
love
Democrats and 50
lemonade.
Republicans. Because if you don't, you're screwed. Because then, let's say you have 70 Republicans and 30 Democrats, you'll never pass a Democratic notion
which is-
ever.
That's
Well, that's kind of
Like-
how it was when Trump was president. Like,
Exactly.
Democrats couldn't get shit through just because Trump was just so anti-Democrat. That like
He couldn't get
it
shit
was,
through
like,
himself. He was
Yeah.
tried really hard to.
Well, that's
push
because
both.
the Republicans didn't really have anybody to compete against Hillary Clinton, and then they saw that Donald Trump was like fucking kicking ass, and they said, "Well, this is our guy. This is
Yeah,
the only
this
guy
is the
that's gonna
guy."
fucking beat this bitch. So let's fucking stick with him." And then he got in. They were like, "Oh fuck, we got
still
this dude."
like it's
So
just so
then-
weird, man, that he even
Yeah.
became president.
It was literally like a celebrity
And
becoming
the worst
the
part
president.
is,
So weird.
a couple of years from
What it
now, we're
kinda
gonna
felt
have to
like.
go through it all again. No, maybe not him being president, but him running
It's
for
just-
election and then him bitching after the election.
Then it goes back.
Yeah,
bro.
which is
Can we just get a
also-
35-year-old?
Everybody forgets how much this dude cried about losing to the fucking he was like, it's rigged.
The 3 o'clock
It's-
voters is
yeah,
what he was
Byron.
calling them. It was
He's
everything.
a sore loser, that's all.
Recounts. Yeah,
Joe Byron.
it's just
Joe
like
Byron, that's my fucking
Hard
president.
hat holidays.
that
Yo,
dude is also a
respectfully.
goofball, though.
Dude,
Shit on this?
Yeah.
man, we need a lot of change. I think the first step in the right direction would be younger.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
because I feel like if they're a lot younger, we'll be like, okay, well, let's see what this kid has to say. He grew up his whole life in the system. Like it's a new. We are in such a new society from when this whole system was even thought of. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so different. There's social media. There's there's the news outlets that are all springing up here. The newspapers, everything is just a lot different. Like you could read up actual facts about this guy, this beliefs, that beliefs, and then you
Exactly.
can make a decision from there. But with all these old heads, they're just stuck in their ways. They've been through all
And
the
it's
wars,
almost
and it's like
it's almost funny when you argue with someone, like an old person, especially like a Republican who's stuck in their ways. It's like they don't even really believe what they believe. Like they'll sit there and they'll say X, Y, and Z, but
They're
they'll
just
even
spewing
on-
shit that they heard
exactly.
somewhere
But
else.
then
On
2 seconds
both
later,
sides.
if you were to ask them, be like, "Can you like validate what you're saying in like any shape or form?" And it's like, "Oh no, I've seen X, Y, and Z say it." And then you look at X, Y, and Z, and they're fucking nobodies who are just far right people who garner the people who like idiots of the far right who love seeing stupid shit posted. And then that's why you can never get away from it. Social media is one of the biggest issues in our divide.
yeah, politics is just never a good thing either, dude. It's just What gang you on, yo?
Yeah,
I feel like
both sides
politics
do
used
it.
to be a
What
little
you
bit more
repping?
civil, like that, like when fucking.
Oh,
like,
it absolutely did.
Like there was, I watched. It was a throwback of JFK. It was.
I watched
forgot
it too.
Who he was running against?
Yeah.
That- Yeah, he was running against Richard Nixon, and it was like their interview. They're sitting there and they're just talking like normal humans, and he's
And
like,
it wasn't in front of a fucking crowd, dude. There
Yeah,
wasn't no
dude.
fucking applause and
One of the
laughter and making
craziest-
jokes and shit. It was strictly talking about what the fuck you were gonna do.
One of the
That's what I mean.
craziest
Yeah,
things
what's
that
it-
I seen was when they were running with JFK. One of the things that he kept saying, he was like, "So if you don't believe in what I'm saying, like if you don't see this as your version of the country, then vote for Nixon. If not,
You would never.
you would never hear that. You could, like,
never hear that.
that would
today.
kill your fucking campaign today. Like that would ruin your campaign.
He's not really in it. Fuck that dude.
Exactly.
Who else?
But that's what it should be. It shouldn't be unfortunately you're going to lose and you're going to have to deal with whatever I'm saying if more people vote for me. If you think that I'm wrong, go and vote for the other person more. If not, you're going to have to listen to what I'm saying.
Nowadays it's just them crying at each other, cutting each other off. There's no respect.
Biden and Trump, that shit was horrible.
There's
that
no
shit was
respect.
jokes.
Let me double check, make sure it's correct. It's just like we live in a different world, man. That is just nuts. I can't believe that we're just down to people that can't even act like their age. It's like I feel like maybe it'd be like a little iffy to have two 35-year-olds just be like, because now the old heads would be like, this kid doesn't know anything, this guy doesn't know anything, and it'd be like I don't think we're gonna win for a while, win out. Like I don't think we're gonna have no one's gonna settle on one person and be like, I'm so happy that he's in office. I hope he does 2 terms. Like it's just not.
And it'll
no one's
never
gonna
be
see
like
eye to
that.
eye.
There's always going to be someone.
I think whenever a president gets into their second term, I feel like they're like more generally liked. Like I feel like Obama
Yeah,
his
'cause
first
it's like,
term, like
yeah.
it was a big, like it was either you voted Obama or you didn't, and then it felt like some of the people who didn't vote Obama because I think he did better. I think he did better statistically, like the most votes for him, his second one going around, and then that was broken by Joe Biden this last election. Joe Biden had the most votes for him from a U.S. president ever.
It was also the most
that's
people
kinda
who
crazy.
voted too,
Exactly.
which is actually insane.
That's crazy.
The
'cause
largest
that was
turnout,
social media, but
the
that was
largest
thing.
turnout for 20 to 35-year-old females ever. Wow. Because and like 99% of that vote went to Joe Biden.
Yeah, like I did not.
Which
like
it means it's kind of good that we got that many votes, no matter what side it is, just because now we're starting to listen. Like maybe we needed that election, because now it's like now we're kind of like now we're sort of involved, but it's not to the point where it's like I'm like I'm gonna put the hats on. It's like Democrat, Republican, red, blue. Like I'm not like gonna rep the set or something. Like
Yeah,
that.
the
Like,
most
I'm really
annoying,
just-
the most annoying human is someone who has a flag with either Biden or fucking Trump
Both
on
of
the
them,
back
they
of their
irritate the
truck.
hell
It's
out of
just
me.
like, bro.
Like Biden sucks. I voted for him.
It doesn't
and I
matter
would
who
take
it
him
is.
a
It's just like,
million over
are we in
million
college?
times over
Like,
Trump.
is this a college football team? We
That's
got to
what I'm
fucking
saying, bro.
masquerade who we voted for
Like-
one day out of the entire
Dude.
4 fucking years that
Today-
keeps happening.
Today I'm on my way back from fucking driving the Humvees. We're in a convoy and fucking we're on Airport Road, and you know the spot where the Trump store used to be? There's one singular woman standing on the sidewalk, like makeup fucking fully done, looking like a clown, bro. Like fucking blue on the eyes, big ass red lips, bro. And I'm the first truck in the convoy. I'm leading the whole thing, dude. And the sign says, "We need to get Biden out." And she just mugs me from the sidewalk, bro. And like me being indifferent, I'm just like, beep, beep. And she just fucking, she didn't smile, she didn't nothing, she didn't wave to us.
She was there for a cause.
She looked like she was pissed, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to get a point across. She wants Biden out.
She woke up that
today.
morning and the television told her, bro, go out and fucking she
Dude,
ramp the street.
there's the dude who comes in. It's a mad old dude, and his whole car has stickers all over it. Socialism sucks. There's a fuck Joe Biden on it, and
Is it the Cadillac?
Nah, it might be a Cadillac. It's all red, mad old. I think that shit's so funny. And I look at this dude, and I'm like, bro, like you had to sit there, like be sitting in your couch, hopped on Amazon, and was like,
Patriot
socialism
sticker
sucks
on
stickers
there.
to put
Yeah.
on my car.
And then go outside on your car and
Peel
your
it off,
family.
put it on, find a good spot for it, bro. I'm telling you, you got to be a fucking loser.
I
Like,
don't understand, dude. Like, why do we do this to ourselves? It's like
Those are people who love to argue, I feel.
and lack identity.
they love that
Their
shit,
only
for sure.
identity is
They're like,
politics. It's
yeah,
so
they're
funny.
fucking
Like,
high.
you
Like,
can
they're
just
like-
tell me that you
they'll
don't
look
do
up at
anything
someone
else
and be
in
like,
your
yo,
life
fuck
and
you,
not
bitch. It's like,
understand
what? Those are the ones that always want to smoke, yo. They're like, yo, I see that car. I see that sticker on your car, yo. Beep. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, what is that
And the
for?
thing is, he's an old ass dude. So like, I don't really understand because like you got all this shit talking all over your car, right? For like anyone to your left, right, behind you.
Yeah.
That's shit talking. Like whether you like it or not. Like there's
Then
gonna
they
be
get beat
someone.
down, it's like-
Yeah, you're gonna get fucked up. Like you're an old dude who you're not gonna defend yourself. You're gonna get beat the fuck up. So take the stickers off your car. Put "We love everyone" on your bumper and shut the fuck up.
That's it. Hi neighbor. I
how it
see.
should
I
be
see those
anyway,
stickers
yeah.
all the
That's
time,
what I'm
bro.
saying.
Hi,
Like those are
neighbor.
nice. Hi neighbor. Like
I don't know.
fucking
I have no
overdo
idea
it.
what the meaning
Or
behind
the
that
family
is.
stickers when it's like the mom, the dad, and the
Oh, and they have, like,
13
8 of them
children
now?
and the
Yeah,
dog.
put that
That
shit
shit's
on
funny.
there, dude.
I'm
But
like, yo, no wonder why they got
lonesome
a
ass, yo. You'll have one sticker. That's why it's just him.
big
one
ass
sticker
school
and
bus,
fucking
bro.
14 cats, dude.
They're like, yo,
Going
screw my
fuck.
family, screw the football team, screw the baseball team. Yo, I'm a Republican and Democrat. Like what? I don't really understand that at all.
Fuck my favorite TV show, yo. My favorite type of
That's what I'm
food.
saying. No jokes. I'm not
No.
funny at all.
Exactly.
My whole
Just my
personality is
politics.
Talking
yo.
about politics, I watched a video of Ben Shapiro. He
Oh,
was
dude, that
reacting to
dude.
Squid Games, and he was like breaking down like the political themes behind it. Bro, I was rolling. He's like, well, hypothetically, they're speaking and they're saying that that
watched that shit? You watched
capitalism
that?
just
Yeah, I
isn't
finished
it.
fair.
Bro,
And I'm like,
tell me
dude,
that
like,
shit wasn't
come on.
fire.
Yes, wicked good show.
Like you don't need to analyze it. Like there's motherfuckers playing red light, green light, getting blown up every couple
It
seconds.
gets views
That's
though.
the basis
That's
of
Ben
the show.
Shapiro though. He's doing
No,
everything
yeah,
to get some
he's
views.
doing his shtick, which
Dude,
makes
did you
sense.
see-
But
I-
I just
yo.
think that's so funny that he has to go out of his way to make a video like that. That's just odd.
Did you see the Mr. Beast Squid Game video?
Yeah.
I saw he was building a set. I didn't see anything about
Oh,
it.
you gotta watch the full
You
video.
gotta
It's
watch
out
it.
now. Bro,
456 racks.
dude, the
my
amount
God.
of
Play for a lot of
CGI,
money.
bro. You know how crazy CGI has come, bro?
He got some good quality stuff going.
It's like a straight from the movie. It's like I don't know if you've ever. Oh, so you are not the movie, the show. You watched the show, right?
Yeah.
You know when they're hanging over the thing and they're doing the tug of war, and then it looks like there's like a 100-foot drop underneath
Yeah.
them. He paid some VGI company
I watched the whole VJ
crazy
behind the
fucking. Had to have been crazy money because it looked just like the show. Like it looked exactly like they rebuilt the sets and everything. It looked really.
They did
really
like a
professional.
behind the scenes TikTok
Oh,
and
I
it was
loved it.
crazy.
Did
the
he do like
comparison.
an episodic thing, or did he just do like
Not
one
one thing.
episode?
And then,
One
but like
just
the only
concurrent thing.
complaint about the whole thing, I didn't even watch the TV show, but like I've watched like YouTube about it and shit.
Is
The
the
way
finale.
it ends, obviously, how the fuck are you gonna kill
You can't-
people?
yeah, you
like
can't.
spoiler alert, but like how are you gonna kill people at the end of the show? Like there's the dorm thing. How are you gonna do that? He does musical chairs. So I don't
That
know.
was the thing I saw too.
And,
I was like,
yeah,
and there was
like,
a
not
point
a
where
good
there's
game.
that's
in the-
so
you know how in the
fucking
show they turn the
lucky.
lights off
You know
and
what
then
I
they
mean?
kill each
Like,
other.
yeah, in front of the chick. Congrats.
Yeah,
ended
like
up
do
fix-
something. Like I get like sorry.
No, you're straight. They ended up fixing it. So he tweeted it out. He was like, I don't know how to do the thing where people kill each other because obviously we can't do that. And then he ends up doing the thing in the beginning of the show where you throw the thing down and it flips it over.
Yeah.
So that's what he did for that little segment. And then he did musical chairs. It killed it. It was like such a good video. You put like I think it was like 3.5 million. He said, and then you end it on musical chairs. Like
Yeah, like that. It was such a climactic, like, oh,
Build up.
okay,
The
who's gonna win
final
the money?
game.
And then it's like, I gotta listen to the end of this song, and whoever's coincidentally next to the chair wins the money. It's
kind of stupid.
gaff.
Yeah. All the other ones were fucking like it was like the tug of war, and then so that's like not skill. It depends whether or not you have good people on your team. But if you have good form yourself, you could fucking sway
Oh,
it.
the show showed a pretty good example.
The
of
1-2
that.
technique. Now that's
Oh
bullshit.
my
Every
God,
motherfucker
bro.
is ending up in that. If they really did that.
No, there's a science. To an extent, of course, it's physical strength is gonna overpower.
No, yeah.
a certain
But I just think
power
that
level, but-
technique, like as soon as like your feet go up, I think you're gone. Like I don't.
No,
think
you gotta. If you watch the show, the stuff they're standing on, like grip tape type shit. So
So
Yo,
it'll catch up.
they're if you lean back just like they said, and you're not trying to pull, you're just straight up
body weight.
resistance. That's exactly. That's all body weight. They're trying to pull your body weight rather than both sides are getting exhausted from pulling at the same time. And that's how tug of wars are lost because you got both sides. It's whoever has more stamina and whoever tires out first, basically.
Exactly.
You
Because if you
fucking
just
you're
hold
leaning
it
back. You're
forever.
just chilling. Granted,
got-
at the end of the day. Because you think about it, once the let go part, when they let go and the fucking whole team falls forward and then they start pulling,
That's
dude.
what- yeah.
There's
That
shit
was
like that's
crazy.
there's a science to that shit. That shit would actually work, dude. Because
Yeah.
that's a fucking move
get
that
'em
no
all
one would ever
balanced,
really
bro.
expect.
So coordinated,
Yeah,
bro.
that'd
And
have to
how do
be-
you say that?
that'd
Like
have to be like
they
a-
can hear you. You can't be like 1, 2, 3. Like you know what I mean? They'll
Dude, nah,
know.
you got to be in like
Just
a
yank that
league,
bitch
like
right
doing
out
like
there.
if you try that your first time,
Yeah,
like
secret words.
that's
dude.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like there's no
Yeah.
way. They're
Everybody
just like,
got
yo,
their hands-
everyone on 3. Let's do this. You're
No,
all
they
dead.
just feel taps on the rope. They're just like
Yo,
from the
imagine
dude in the
ding,
back.
ding,
He's
ding.
like ding 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 ding. Morse code.
it's like-
and
it's
I was
like-
like, all right, guys, 5 minutes. We're gonna let this bitch go.
That movie was so well put together, bro. And it's crazy because the actual movie's all CGI.
Oh,
and it's like-
what's it called? Squid Games?
You know what I
Or
watched?
the-
Yeah,
oh,
the actual Squid Games. You know what I watched the other day? Again, for like since I was like 8. Dragon Ball Z Evolution, the live action.
Really?
Oh
Bro.
my god, that
That's
shit was
CGI.
jokes.
I just realized you said live action, bro. That shit was
Bro,
that shit was
ass.
boo.
No,
No.
The CGI was dope, but
Yeah,
the
but
shit was
For what it
Yeah.
was, like in its time, that was kind of sick.
Yo, Goku was
and
like
that's what
a
I was
stick
saying.
compared to what
Not
he
even
actually
that. His
should have
hair
been.
looks so
Goofy.
goofy,
Yeah.
bro.
You could see it was a wig.
That's where
so
that's where it's
hard.
hard to make live action animes because motherfuckers just end up looking goofy trying to
Did you see the
replicate
Attack on
the
Titan
styles.
live action?
What?
No way they're making a.
No,
Attack
they
on-
already made it. That's that just goes to show.
Oh, Attack on Titan.
Horrible. Like, dude, like the
You
anime's
can't-
fire.
you
Absolutely goated.
cannot, if that's one anime that I would ever be like, whoever thought of that should literally get fired. How
It's
the
them.
fuck are you gonna simulate giant castles, 20-foot fucking tall people, and then not even that, the entire anime, they're fucking flying on hydraulic shit that hasn't
Yeah.
even been
And
invented.
they go through like
gotta
the
make
first
that in
arc.
America.
Like it's like the first. It's like barely. They cut off before the arc
they do
ends.
CGI?
I don't understand.
Or is it just-
horrible CGI?
You gotta make it in
it was
America.
a, it
That's
was
like
a
the Indian
film
movie.
produced, I'm pretty sure, in Japan.
Motherfucker gets hit with a rock,
Not
and
a
the rock's
good
still
movie.
spinning. Bro, the Indian CGIs, bro. You ever see those things on TikTok?
Yeah, with the
Bro,
rocket flying away.
yo,
That shit's
and the
jokes.
rock, bro. You gotta be in America to do that shit, bro. I'm sorry, but like, I can't even look at that.
I
and be
wonder
like,
sometimes I watch it, like Indian ones, like I swear to God, I'm like, they gotta know this looks so dumb.
that is.
Helicopter,
Yes, that's what I'm
helicopter.
saying, bro. You
Like-
just see a guy like fucking put his arms up and his arms just started going.
One
And
of
then
my
he'll just like
biggest things-
lift up. It's not even that he's floating. It's like someone took a fucking screenshot of it and just started dragging him up the screen. And it's just like, dog, how do you think that's funny?
They're like,
Dude,
yo, this shit's
soap
fire.
operas, that might be like my aunts, like they would watch like that shit in Spanish because they understood Portuguese, so they'd be watching like soap operas. I'm like, bro, there's no way you find this entertaining. Like this whole time I want to gouge my eyes out. There's nothing interesting happening. They're sitting there talking
And the
about
acting is almost always fucking
Horrible.
god awful, dude.
And
it's
you
like,
never know what's going on because they're on
leave me.
season 37, episode fucking 189.
The fucking main characters died 36 times, dude.
Oh no, Ricardo came back from the fourth gunshot to his heart. Like, what the fuck?
my boy's sliding back.
Oh.
Bro, yeah, I don't know, bro. But I am like literally fascinated now because I've been looking at like new cameras and cinematics and how to record and everything, bro. It's kind of crazy how we can tell the difference between like a good YouTube and a bad YouTube video.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it's, like,
instantly. You can
movies
tell-
and
yeah.
shit, and it's like you see like the old way we did things like with it was sort of like a slideshow, but like literally on TV, bro. And they'd be like just literally next scene, like Charlie Chaplin type shit.
Yeah, like MTV
frame by frame.
Cribs type shit. Like you had a frame come in and then you went out again and you were back into some other shit.
Yeah, and it was like this spinning thing. Like I could make that thing on like iMovie, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
facts.
That was like
That
the
just goes to
editing,
show, like-
editing of their fucking time.
Think about like the CGI and shit that we're gonna get, like the VFX that we're gonna get in like the next like 5-10 years. Like we're
like,
gonna
games
see
are
shit.
gonna be retarded.
Games are getting to the point right now that like computers almost can't handle them on like ultra settings unless you have like
yeah.
a beef computer.
Whoever
Metaverse.
makes VR like very easy, I know it sounds retarded, but whoever makes it like easy to the average consumer is gonna make so much fucking
Oh my
money.
god.
I
like,
seen
so
talking
much.
about the average consumer. I seen this girl. She's sitting there and it's for the Quest 2, and I'm like, what could they be doing for this fucking thing? And then she's working out on the Quest thing. So now they're trying to like push because at first it was just VR, you can play like games and shit. And now like a commercial that they made for it is talking about making sure that like you can work out on it in the X, Y, and Z. I don't know.
People who did not, something that happened when we were kids that was way too early for its time was the Google Glass.
Facts.
It was like basically augmented reality, but they didn't do shit with it. Like
What was it called? Google Glass?
Google Glass, you would put it on. I don't remember if it was a set of sunglasses or it was just like a bifocal type shit that you would just hang on your like ear and go over your eye. Came out in like 2014 or some shit like that. But that is like augmented reality, not VR. So like something that you would put on and then they cast digital stuff over the environment that you're already in is going to be retarded because just think about like the capabilities. You got like you could do fucking say your husband's fucking deployed. Boom. You get a fucking Google Glass. It's like you're sitting right across from him. You know what I mean? You could do that.
That is crazy.
Meetings. You could do like you wouldn't need a clock in your house.
Stop saying
Dude,
all this.
Mark-
We
Mark
got
Zuckerberg's
patents.
got it.
That's gonna be our
Well,
money. They
Google's
gotta stop
probably
playing.
fucking. I
They're
mean,
working on upgrading it.
they
probably.
fumbled the bag. Like it came way too fucking
Don't
early.
worry, bro. Mark's got his fucking batch of Sweet
Was
Baby
it
Rays.
him?
He's got it under wraps, bro.
That dude is crazy. That's why I don't
He's
think
so
that
weird. Like it's
Meta
almost
will
like
ever
too
go anywhere.
weird. Like
He's an alien.
Lizard.
he's not a
fucking-
good face for any company. Like Facebook.
no, I
nothing.
think he is. Like I think he's like
He's
the,
not,
like that
though.
weird like thing that gets the
Yeah,
attention
but-
that like fuels.
like,
the
Okay,
world
but for
more.
Facebook, you can like okay, they're stealing your data. Almost 99% of people do not give a fuck. Like, you know what I mean? You can tell somebody,
like,
yo, they're
whatever,
stealing your data. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go on Facebook again.
Exactly.
Google does the same shit. People use it every day.
Snapchat,
But
you can go on that thing where it shows you legitimately
Yeah,
where
it
you
shows
are
you-
for the whole day, and nobody
your-
cares about that.
check
Like,
your
that's
location like
not-
every 15 seconds. Fucking shit's retarded. But, oh, I lost my train of thought.
Not my fault. That's
Fuck.
my fault.
Nah, what was I?
Zuckerberg.
Sweet baby Ray's.
Oh, yeah. When you have someone like Mark... yeah, I know. The fact that fucking...
That brought you back, bro.
Sweet baby Ray.
Because then I was like, oh, that fucking weirdo. Like, imagine, how is Meta, like, something like Facebook, people don't give a fuck. They'll take your data, don't matter. But something like Quest or something that you're, like, investing money into, you're investing your time, like something like where you're going to be foregoing, like, actual lifetime to go sit in a video game world and fucking explore that shit. Do you really want to give it to someone like Mark Zuckerberg, who, like, now Facebook comes out, like, Congress has passed him on, algorithms weren't good for, like, certain people's mental health, like, that it was, like, affecting people in the worst way that it probably could. Like, in individuals, it was sparse cases, but it was happening where, like, the algorithm would just keep giving people stuff that, like, they were either triggered by or whatever the fuck, I don't know the thing. And it was not only, like, you could say, okay, that could be happening, he doesn't know, but they, like, knew about it, and then they didn't do shit about it. And it's like, someone who already does that and does not care, like, they're going for that profit margin type shit, do you want them to be able to control...
One of the coolest things that will come out.
Exactly, and not even that, that shit has cameras on it. Like, if anything that's going to have to do with VR needs to have, like, 9 to 10 cameras, like, in your room at all times. Like, either on the VR headset or posted up in the corners, something, it needs cameras. So that's something weird to be, like,
VR is going to be
into.
really sick. I hope in, like, the next, like, 10 years, though, like, some Ready Player One shit, that'll be so cool.
It'll be, and the thing is, it'll become super affordable at some point. 'Cause
Yeah.
You compare it to, like, video game consoles now, because there's always the next generation, and the previous generation becomes cheaper, and the generation before that one becomes even more cheaper. It's gonna be the same thing.
I can't
is
wait.
good.
That
That
shit will
would
be
be good
so
for
sick.
it.
Imagine, like, playing games in VR compared to, like, actually playing them. That'd be so sick.
Yo, it helped the obesity problem in America.
There's
Yo,
already
I'll tell you what, with
some
the
people who
treadmills,
have fully immersive VR headsets that, like, they did coding and shit for, where it's like a circular pad that, like, it's a treadmill that runs in, like, any direction, like,
Yeah.
infinitely.
Dude, that shit
That's
is so
cool.
sick.
That
bro.
is
I would
very
be
fucking
dipping
cool.
on
Them
motherfuckers.
shits are expensive right now, though. Like, you see those at, like,
Imagine
I'd
playing
load
soccer
up
games,
in
bro.
Call
I
of Duty.
just-
I'd be slide canceling on people. That'd be
Something
getting-
that
that'd be
Meta just
insane.
put out, like, last week was him, but he just put out that it looks clunky as fuck right now, but that you can feel what you're picking up. They have, like, a glove that, like, has these,
Oh,
like,
dude.
sensors that comes, like, it, like, gets, like, plastic, and it comes up to your fingertips, so you can feel what you're picking up. You can handshakes with people. The only thing that fucking weirds me out by that is, like, for example, like Forza. If you've ever watched Forza streamers and they have a glitch in their game, their fucking steering wheel goes like there's times where, like,
Oh.
I saw one clip from XQC where, like, if he had his hands on the fucking thing, it probably would have broke his hand. Like, no cap, it fucking flung like 3 times this way. It was not good. Now imagine you have a glitch when you have a whole bodysuit on and you turn into fucking Fairly Odd Parents and you're fucking dead, bro. Like, imagine that shit. That would hurt.
Have you
And
guys
that-
have you guys seen the? Because I've also seen with like racing games in general, fucking. They have, like, responsive seats to, like, if you crash into something and shit. Dude, have you
shit is
seen the
so
video of
sick.
the
And they
kid?
fly out of
He's
the
going like 200 miles per hour and he smokes a guardrail, bro. And he literally he knocks himself out, bro. He literally hits it and he's just like,
There's a
and
streamer.
just dies, dude. He just
There's
dies
a
in his
streamer
stream.
that, like, his whole shtick is every single time he crashes, he'll throw himself out of his
Yeah,
chair,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
in a mad fucked up way, dude. That shit is so funny.
That's crazy.
Those
bro.
games do look like a lot of fun. Like, he has, like,
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like you can go to New York and, like, fucking, like, cut in and out of traffic. Obviously, you want to do that shit in real life. I learned that you end up flipping your car doing that.
Yeah,
but,
that's probably
like,
not that great.
On a game, that
But,
shit's
like,
fun.
yo, I was
Imagine
swerving, bro.
like $1.60.
Switching. That's how, yo. That'd be a good ass
Way to practice.
learn
That's
manual.
that's why I think someone's doing it. I'm pretty sure someone wants to, like, actually do it. Like, not F1 racing, obviously, but, like, some sort of racing.
Dude, that's like the systems that they have for pilots when they're training to be a pilot, bro. And they have
Facts.
the little thing, and they have all that, like, the whole, like, mirror, like, virtual reality in front of them. And they're,
Some
like,
people,
tryna-
for their jobs, they have to, like, actually, like, go on that thing and, like, prove that they can, like, fucking stay awake the whole time and whatnot. And I watched this dude, and, like, it logs it down for you. It was a 10-hour flight, so mad
Damn,
fucking long.
Bro, that dude was going to Korea.
It's like 9 hours and, like, 45 minutes. He sees the fucking turn back to, like, where he has to go to, starts turning. His whole PC shuts down. He has to redo the whole 10-hour flight again.
Nah, I'd be like,
I would have
nah,
lost.
bro,
I would have
need
been
to
like,
fly the
I would have
plane
been like,
tomorrow,
someone
bro.
hijacked the plane and crashed it. Not my fault. Run me up my next flight. I'm not fucking dealing with this.
That shit is crazy, bro.
That is.
I
but
would be
That's kind of sick. Like to know that, like, your pilots, like,
They're well trained.
They're not idiots. Like they were gonna get me
Yeah.
from point A to point B. Like Zach and Lex were talking about being nervous on the flight. I was like,
Yeah.
I love flying. Like flying's one of the coolest things that you can do.
Most
you're-
pilots are very experienced.
And
too,
they're
so
cool
it's
fucking
like,
people too. Like
yeah.
especially
Oh yeah,
if
the
like, they
training
go
you have
down-
to go through to be a fucking pilot in any sense, whether it's a fucking
Vigorous.
commercial plane or a fucking just like a little fucking.
My boy Jack
plane.
is a pilot. He was a pilot at 18. I'm not gonna say his last name, but fucking my boy Jack. He flies planes. He's been
That's
flying
pretty
planes since
crazy.
he was like 18.
I think one of my higher ups that I work with knows how to fly planes. We were
my
talking one
uncle
day,
does.
yeah.
That's such a cool thing to learn, but then that's too
probably
much to
so
deal with.
scary, bro.
That and then I'm sure there's a whole bunch of regulations and stipulations that you have
You
to
gotta learn
follow.
codes. There's probably the manual like this big.
Big
with all
on
the
it, yeah.
codes. Like you gotta drop down. You gotta go like.
There's a
storm.
tax cut. I watched a video. There's a tax cut. You can buy any airplane. Doesn't matter how much you spend on it. And if you use it for business purposes in the first year, you can use it as a 100% tax write-off. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Bro.
But planes are really like any
Same
plane
thing
that
with
you're gonna
boats.
buy. You're gonna be doing like a
Yachts
$2.2
and
million
shit.
investment.
That's why people buy yachts.
But that's crazy.
And
Like
then
if
they
you're a
make it seem
business
like,
with
oh, I bought this
$2.2
off
million,
myself,
you can
it's
get a
tax
free
write-off.
plane.
yeah, they're just saving mad money.
There's always loopholes.
And
why
then you got
people
dudes like
donate mad
Drake,
money, too.
who are fucking millionaires, just getting planes handed to them for free by fucking plane companies, dude. That makes
Dude, the
sense.
weirdest
crazy,
story,
man.
if you want to
That
hear,
motherfucker rules
like,
the world.
there's people out there that are, like, richer than you would ever believe.
Like
I
Saudi
saw, what?
like Saudi Kings.
Oh, yes, like, this is actually a story about a Saudi king. What ends up happening is that Lil Wayne's got paid, like, unbelievable amount of money to go do a show for a Saudi king, and he got off the plane, and people started giving him a problem for, like, bringing weed, because they, like, he don't care, and they're like, you cannot bring weed into this country. So he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna hop back on the jet. We're gonna leave. Tell you're Saudi king that I'm not around here no more. And then when he gets on the plane, and then the Saudi king himself comes over. He's like, yo, my bad. Like, I don't know what the fuck these dudes are doing. He's like, watch when you get back to your house. When he got back to his house, he had a Bugatti in his favorite color shipped to his house. Just for
for
giving
nothing,
him a
for
problem
nothing.
at
That's
the
for
airport.
For just giving them a little inconvenience.
That's nothing for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Like,
that's
these
just
dudes
like
got
$5
trillions.
money.
There's
That is
Saudi families
oil
that have
money. That's big money.
trillions of dollars. No cap.
That's ridiculous,
That's such
dude.
a crazy place to visit, bro. Dubai is like millennia.
Yeah,
ahead
but
of
you
us.
can't-
That's
go there if
like
you're a girl.
that's like Wakanda. That's like
Like,
our
it's
Wakanda
retarded.
over there. That's
You can't walk
They got
around
crazy shit over
alone.
there.
You can't drive a car alone. You can't get drinks alone. You
Wait,
can't
why?
even-
Is it like a
I don't
straight
know.
up rule type
Yeah,
thing? or-
like
Cultural
rule.
thing.
Like there, if you're a woman in Dubai,
Oh
like
yeah,
you
it's
can't-
really
you
hard to
cannot
be a
do
woman in
nothing.
Dubai, unless you're a married woman in Dubai. Then it
it's
gets a
hard to
little
be a
bit
woman
easier.
in
Really?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you
fucking
can't
weird.
drive until I'm pretty sure. I don't want to speak ignorantly, but I'm pretty sure that you can't drive until you're married to a dude, and then you have to fucking go and get your thing because women aren't allowed to drive. But like,
Yeah, I don't
if
even think
not
they're
married.
legally allowed to own vehicles.
They
Like,
can't show their face either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
They have a
I mean,
bunch
But the
I don't want to say it's bullshit because
They
that is
got-
their religion. Like the women like actually, I don't know if they enjoy that shit because I'm not really friends with that many Islamic
That comes
people. But
once again. That's an acquired fucking thought process. Though. If
Yeah.
you're trained to think a certain way for a certain amount of time,
Yeah,
you're
that's-
just gonna think it's normal.
but that is
Yeah.
kind of sad. Like
then they come
You
to
see your
only,
mom in a
only
fucking
like
top.
if
You're gonna
if
be
you
able
were
to-
like an
or whatever.
atheist and like looking into other people's religions and like seeing how limiting some people's religions like make them. It's like, why do you even follow that? When you die, you're going to die and you're going to be nothing. And then you're going to be really upset that you lived the whole time that you were actually here in accordance to some fucking person who doesn't exist.
Well, that's just like an argument where no one knows what the fuck happens afterwards.
Exactly,
No one
I-
knows. Like you could have these people who are say they fucking avidly follow a religion and they believe in it and they think that what they're doing is for that cause and it's what that's just their belief and they'll die happy fucking thinking whether or not it is true that that's whatever the afterlife is promised to them afterwards. They'll die thinking I did everything I
I'd
was
be
supposed to
lit
do
if
type
I went
shit.
to the dude. If I die and then like I get like a little aura over my head and I pop up at heaven, I'm gonna be gassed. I'm telling you. But like
Yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen. I just think
There's a lot of things that go into all that shit, man. There's a lot of I don't know what I do with my life. Honestly, I live day to day.
day to day, hour
all
by
you
hour,
can
and that's
do.
how we figure it out.
You live too far into the future, you get anxiety.
Yeah, you gotta live in
You
the
live
moment,
too
man.
far into the past, you get
Get
depression.
depression. That's a good ass saying.
I'm telling you, bro. That's what
That
I'm
could
saying.
be a
like,
quote.
it's
That is a
it's the
fire-ass
craziest
fucking
thing,
quote.
bro. I probably read it
I think
somewhere.
Confucius said that one time.
Confucius. You Confucius, eh?
The Oracle told him, let him know. All them motherfuckers. No, let me not get on to the whole thing about fucking.
Bro,
all them
what about
motherfuckers. They were on
chakras, bro?
drugs. They were all on drugs.
A lot of them.
All of them, and they're like, yeah, the Oracle's talking to me. Nope, the LSD's hitting my friend. Like, you are tripping
That's
balls.
why the aliens built the pyramids, bro. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta say.
big it. There's no way the aliens didn't. If
Bro,
a couple
you're
of
telling
humans
me-
did that shit, They got to
big
be like
ass
6'7"
Elefante.
behemoths. There's no way. Like,
I can't even carry a brick. Never mind. What is this stone?
and
What
like I
kind of
can't
stone?
imagine that they got that
limestone.
big back then.
Limestone, yeah.
Like,
They weigh
bro,
like
that
a
shit
ton
must be
each.
Like nutrition wise, like I can't imagine that like the people who were building the pyramids were like strong, bulky people. Like they didn't have the
Yeah, yeah.
nutrition for it.
Yeah, I
Like,
think though they didn't have
That's true,
technology, so they were granted they,
Winging
no,
it.
they
they
I'm
didn't have
sure,
solid
I'm sure.
nutrition. You're right, but like at the same time, you work hard enough, you're gonna build muscle regardless. It's fucking.
Yeah, but if you can't, not if you
That's how
can't
they
feed
walk
it,
around,
you
yeah.
have to feed your muscle.
Well, they ate a lot.
What's
and-
up?
They weren't slaves. I thought they were. They
Were
were.
they
They were volunteers and
no.
employed.
Well, even then, they still have to be strong
No.
enough to do it.
They weren't
Jewish
slaves.
They weren't treated well.
that built the
I don't think
pyramids.
that. I don't think they were slaves at all because there's a couple of things that.
There's
like,
there's a couple
There's
of
a,
like,
there's a lot of
contradicting
things
points,
that, first of all, they just found it over the last 4 months. The first evidence of a village outside of the pyramids. So this is where the people ate and slept. They had huge, when I mean huge furnaces. These people were clocking out like 1,000 to 2,000 fucking pieces of bread a year. They found fish bones, so they were eating good fish. And there was signs of something that never happened in Egyptian time, which was medical assistance. You don't. If a slave's hurt, you kill the slave. That's how it works. And these people were breaking arms, they were getting it fixed. They were breaking legs, they were getting it fixed. These are
that's crazy.
irreplaceable
do
people.
all that shit.
It's good. Well, the thing is
Dude, Egypt was like
they
widely
think it's a
known for like
ramp system.
dissecting people after they died and like learning anatomy. Like
And these
that.
people had nothing else to do. They literally lived in a utopia
on
where
TikTok,
3
bro,
miles,
yeah.
like you
How
walk
to
3
build a
miles, you're in the
pyramid,
middle of a
motherfucker.
desert. That's it. That's
Right.
what else are you gonna do? So like, and a lot of they were infatuated by death. Like it was, they lived on the border of life and death. Like literally in a utopia. Like they saw it as like, okay, God gave me this land, and I'm gonna do it. And then their whole entire fucking economy was based around it through people who, like the workers who would go and make the tombs for the pharaohs, to the people who would fucking mummify the bodies, people who would wrap it up, to the people who would fucking make the little artifacts for the little peoples.
Bro, Greek mythology had to be the best topic,
Mythology?
bro.
Mm.
Greek
In the
mythology, bro, with like all the minotaurs.
I grew
and-
up on that shit. Yeah.
Bro, that was
One time,
lit.
that you start learning about that like the 9th grade, I think.
Maybe
year?
I think I did it in middle
seventh,
school. I remember doing a
seventh.
project on, I don't know how to say
You
his
wanna
name.
hear some shit?
Dionysus or
Remember Weber?
Dionysus?
I
What?
I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
Weber. I had done a project for him, and I had created my own words, like my own gods, like everything, right? I got a B+ on it. I'm like, oh, like might just be a hard grader. This motherfucker after me did a presentation, and the whole thing was on pizza. Like, the gods were pizza.
remember you
The
telling me
fucking
this.
beliefs were about pizza. The god, everything, pizza, A+. I was like, all right. And that's when, I swear to God, that's when I realized like grades in high school don't matter.
No.
Like they are not like a fucking measurement of anything. Like I legitimately sat there and thought about a whole thing, fucking curated this whole fucking fake religion. And my boy said pizza and he got an A+. Like I don't want to hear that.
I would have been fuming, yo.
But Weber was a goon anyways,
High
so
school's a
He
scam.
fucking was, man.
that motherfucker was on the borderline. He's probably retired now. I wouldn't even doubt it.
Dude,
That was a long time ago.
yeah, high school was fake. College is a
High school
scam.
felt like forever going. College is a scam. Fuck college.
High school's a fucking prison, man.
It's so crazy.
Hey,
how
No,
they-
think about it.
You
though.
got it. If you were to, you would have understood what a prison is. Like
You eat at certain times. You get outside time at a certain point in the day.
Fact.
You're fucking in there with the same motherfuckers that you hate every single
time.
fucking day. And if you act up, ISS, you get sent to the fucking hole for a certain amount of time, dude. You're not getting out of there, dude. You're in the hole in fucking
I like
seclusion.
the hole was lit. The hole was a good place to be. I'm trying to tell you.
Nah, the box was better, bro.
Oh no, it was the box. It was right out of Blazinski's office back at Vets. That was
Bro.
the goated spot.
And
I
the
don't wanna
loudest
hear it.
clock on earth. You would
Dog.
sit in there and that shit would reverberate through your
God
fucking blood
forbid they
cells.
found out you had your phone on you, bro.
Oh,
They,
dude.
dude, I
They
shot,
came in with a SWAT team, pinned you down, and fucking stripped your
I had
pockets,
shot
dude.
Mossberg
It was like
in the head
fucking-
with a rubber band. My boy caught a fucking at mock speed. I was like, pew, 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 bing, him, doink, smoked him. So then he's like, bro, I've never seen, like, that is, like, probably the biggest face of, like, shock I've ever seen. My boy was looking at me like, this motherfucker just really do that shit? So I'm like, I'm looking at him, he's looking back at me, he's like, go down to the office, bro. It's Friday at, like, 1:45.
Oh my
School's
God.
over in 6 minutes. So, like, I walk down, I'm sitting in there, and I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to be doing? He walks out, but he's like, what'd you do? I was like, I got in trouble. Didn't even ask me more than that. He was like, all right, buses are coming. You're good to go. Monday, go back to school. Yeah, you're going to be staying after school today with me. I was like, all right, no warning, no nothing. And fucking, that shit was fucked up.
Yeah,
Fuck that, dude. Mossberg.
It's crazy. I've been to prison for 4 years.
We found
at
his
least.
band. my ninth grade English teacher, he was in a band, but like recently, like probably like 2-3 years before, we made him go back.
Wait, Blazinski?
No, Mossberg, and we made him delete the whole YouTube channel because we would play the song while we were in class.
Yeah.
We would sing the lyrics while we were in class.
God.
We violated
That's
that
fucking
dude.
bullying, bro.
Yeah.
He didn't even own the channel. It was the funniest thing. It was like some random ass fucking channel. It was like a fucking like big mix of things, and the video got deleted. So he had to have messages to him and be like, "Yo, you gotta delete that. My students are
My
fucking
students
with
are bullying me. Yo, that's nuts, bro. Oh, God bless some of the teachers, man. Like the teachers that actually cared.
Yo, seriously.
Like,
Like,
if
big
a
up.
teacher cared, like you knew about it. You'd be
Big
like,
up and RIP fucking Gerald.
Yeah, dude.
That shit's sad as hell.
Dude, that was one person in the school system that is just like a legend.
Went out of his way for every single student. Didn't matter if you were a scumbag student who legitimately like would skip class every single period.
telling
Yo,
you,
and that's
bro.
not cap because I was a fucking dickhead. In
That's what
fucking
I'm
high
saying.
School, bro. And
He would
had
let us
my
back
back.
into
He
the
gave me the
school.
benefit of the doubt so fucking much, bro.
That is what you need for a principal, and they don't have that in Blazinski or in fucking Pamela. I can promise you that. Pamela's bitch ass can't do.
I thought Kane was a good vice principal though.
Yeah, but he got
cool.
sent to Tollgate, and so then the kids at Pilgrim are just fucked. Like they are so fucked. Like they have two principals who are just not compassionate people. Like the fucking Pamela's a bitch, and then the other fucking dude is legitimately like he's just careless. Like he doesn't care if his students are doing well. He doesn't care if his students are having a good day like Habs did.
Gerald
Habs-
remembered every single
student,
name, bro.
every single
He
fucking
knew,
thing
"Yo,
that they
what's
were
going on? Hey,
going
what's going on?"
through.
Like he was a superstar in the fucking hallways,
That
bro.
dude
And you
was a
don't
great
say
dude.
that about many teachers. Like there's a lot, because I mean I know some people don't have the same teachers or whatever, but like everybody knows the principal, and he knew everybody.
Bro, remember Taco Day and fucking Vets, bro? He'd come in the
Or
fucking
even at the dances,
singing the song.
when people weren't fucking like
Yeah.
going crazy at the dances, he'd be the first person on the
He
floor.
would start a
going
whole fucking
crazy.
circle
That's
doing,
what
doing skips and shit, dude.
Yeah.
R.I.P. That's so sad.
Oh man, that dude was a legend, bro. Always will be a legend.
I'm glad that that was my principal and not no boofy ass Pamela, because that would have been rough.
Is she the
Yeah.
one that stepped up after he had to step down?
Yeah.
Yes.
She's just not a good person. Like short little story, just walking through the hallway, nothing playing out of my headphones, and she looks at me and tells me to turn my headphones down. It's like, what are you hearing? Like, are you schizophrenic? Like, you should not be here.
It's like
It was the first 3 days over there. She told me to take out my headphones. I just looked at her and said no. And
Yeah,
I just
like-
kept walking. She didn't
And
say
especially,
All right, everybody. That's gonna be concluding our third official episode now. We really appreciate you clicking on the video, liking the video. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment. Any topics that we need to talk about, we need to cover. If you do want to be a guest in the podcast, DM me on Instagram at OStephenR. It's just the letter O, not OH. But we, like I said, appreciate you liking the video, commenting. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. All right, that way you get all the notifications when we go live. And listen, yeah. Last thing, we have all this clothing. All right, all of this clothing, right, in the store. Third Eye Sanctuary. .shop, okay, the number 3, not the letters. All right, this will be in there, including a full a hoodie and 2 t-shirts that says season 1 drop, because that'll only be in there for a limited amount of time. We'll be releasing new stuff. We'll be looking for models. We'll be looking for clothing testers. We'll listen, reach out to me. You guys have my Instagram now, or if you can DM at Third Eye Sanctuary Instagram, that would work too. But until then, peace out.
later gangsters.
Cop drop.
Cop the drop, you already know.
Drip.
You were right about the thing. Sorry for interrupting with some of the
Peep the